My wife, T, and I were always a team. Our fitness gym wasn't just a business. It was our shared passion, something that brought us closer together. We planned workouts, conducted sessions, and supported one another. Our gym became more than a place for physical transformation. It was a community filled with energy and purpose. T was an incredible trainer, inspiring clients with her expertise and enthusiasm. Her professionalism and charisma drew people in, and I was always proud to have her by my side. I knew our gym's success wouldn't be possible without her. One day, a new client named Herman joined the gym. In his early 40s, lean and confident, he quickly made an impression. He signed up for sessions with T, which wasn't surprising. She was one of our best trainers, and clients often preferred working with her. Initially, everything seemed normal. Herman followed his workouts diligently and appeared eager to improve himself. But as time passed, I began to notice changes. Their interactions grew more personal, filled with laughter and conversations that extended beyond fitness. Herman started lingering after sessions, and T seemed to prioritize his progress in a way she didn't with others. I brought it up with T, expressing my concerns. She reassured me, explaining that Herman was simply dedicated and paying for extra sessions. Her explanation was logical, but unease lingered. Over time, I noticed subtle shifts in T. She began paying more attention to her appearance and seemed less focused on our gym and family. Our once lively evenings turned quiet. One evening, I voiced my concerns again. T insisted that her relationship with Herman was strictly professional, emphasizing the revenue he brought to the gym. But her reassurances couldn't dispel the growing doubts. I started observing their interactions more closely, the way Herman brought her coffee, their private jokes, and how her demeanor brightened around him. The strain began to affect me. I struggled to focus on work, consumed by worries about Herman's increasing presence. T continued to insist everything was fine, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something had shifted between us. I decided to take action, focusing on rebuilding our connection. We started planning joint workouts and talking more about our gym's future. I wanted to remind T of the partnership we'd built. While Herman still came to the gym, I worked to strengthen our bond instead of letting the situation consume me. Then, an unexpected turn of events occurred. One evening, during a casual get-together with my best friend, John, I confided in him about my concerns. John, always honest and direct, urged me to take a harder look at the situation, warning me against complacency. His advice gave me the resolve to dig deeper. Not long after, I received a call from an unknown number. A woman's voice introduced herself as Mary, Herman's wife. She said we needed to meet, and her tone left no room for hesitation. At the cafe, Mary revealed something that shook me to my core. She had found messages between T and Herman that weren't just personal but detailed plans to take over my share of the gym. Their betrayal was calculated and went beyond what I had feared. Stunned, I asked Mary why she was telling me. "Because they've betrayed us both," she replied. I refused to let them get away with it. We discussed our next steps, agreeing to act strategically. My focus shifted to protecting my assets and preparing for what was likely to be a legal and emotional battle. I contacted a lawyer and began gathering evidence, documents, messages, anything that could support my case. I maintained a facade of normalcy with T, knowing any misstep could tip her off. The road ahead was uncertain, but one thing was clear. I had to fight for the life and business we had built, even if it meant confronting a betrayal I never thought possible. She would leave the house at odd hours, always with the excuse of running important errands. During that turbulent time, Jan was a constant presence by my side. He helped me prepare, offered valuable advice on how to handle the situation, and supported me through the toughest moments. His friendship became my anchor. Each day felt like a battle, like living on a ticking time bomb. But instead of breaking me, it strengthened my resolve. I wasn't the same person who once passively hoped for the best. I was ready to fight for what was mine. The decisive moment finally arrived. After weeks of preparation, gathering evidence, and working with lawyers, I felt confident. I could no longer pretend nothing was happening. One evening during dinner, I decided to confront T. As we sat across from each other, I gathered my thoughts and said, T, I've known everything for a long time. I know about you and Herman, and I know about your plans for the business. I want you to understand. I'm ready to fight for what's mine, no matter what. My words hit her like a bolt of lightning. Her face froze, cycling through shock, anger, and panic in rapid succession. Eventually, she erupted, yelling and accusing me of destroying our marriage. It was a full-blown meltdown, but I stayed calm. I gave you a chance, I said, but now I need to protect what I've built. That night, T packed her things and left. She moved in with Herman, but the fight was far from over. Determined to claim her share of the business, she threw herself into a legal battle with Herman's financial backing. However, I was ready. I had a strong legal team and, most importantly, the unwavering support of my family. Even T's parents, upon learning of her actions, sided with me. They were deeply disappointed in her and openly supported me in court. Another unexpected ally was Mary, Herman's wife, who provided critical evidence exposing their scheme. The courtroom became a battlefield. Each day brought a new challenge as Herman used his wealth to hire top lawyers. But I remained steadfast. I knew the truth was on my side, and that gave me strength. Mary's presence was invaluable. Not only did she contribute legally, but she also became an essential emotional support for me. As the proceedings dragged on, my relationship with Mary began to shift. Long hours spent strategizing and preparing documents led to more personal conversations. We shared our fears and supported each other in ways that transcended our immediate struggles. A unique bond began to form between us. When the court finally delivered its verdict, I felt an overwhelming sense of relief. We won. My share of the business remained mine, and T and Herman were handed a decisive defeat. It wasn't just a legal victory, it was a moral triumph. I had done everything to protect what mattered most to me. That evening, I decided to celebrate with Mary. We met at her house, where a bottle of wine and light snacks awaited us. The atmosphere was warm and relaxed as we reminisced about the hardships, laughed at Herman's desperate courtroom antics, and allowed ourselves to finally breathe. You know, Anthony, Mary said, looking at me, I don't think I could have managed this without you. I smiled. It's mutual. You've been my lifeline through all of this. Under the influence of wine and the weight of our shared experiences, words gave way to something deeper. We found ourselves in each other's arms. It wasn't just physical. It was the culmination of everything we had endured together, finally finding release. That evening marked the start of a new chapter. Mary and I were no longer just allies. We became partners in a way neither of us had anticipated. Together, we began a new life, free from lies and betrayal, ready to build something meaningful from the ashes of the past.